Welcome to Wed Souf, also known as El Wed, an old and currently fast-growing city in the northern fringes of the Sahara Desert in Algeria, North Africa. After millennia of nomadic life, the first settlements in what today is known as the Souf region have emerged 5 centuries ago when Yemenite immigrants succeeded in planting date palms in large man-made sandpits. The trees with long roots reached down to subterranean water flows that gave Wed Souf its name. Wed meaning river in Arabic and Souf meaning river in Berber language. A name that's a continuous reminder of the invisible presence of water in the desert. The Yemenites also brought with them their knowledge of building in a desert climate. The image of the city, nicknamed the City of 1,000 Domes, is shaped by this Yemenite vernacular. It merged with Roman and Moorish influences into the blended image of domes, arcades, and sand-coloured facades that we see today. In the 1980s, to prevent overpopulation, both in the country's capital, Algiers, and other coastal cities in the north, the Algerian government initiated a housing policy of decentralisation. This policy encouraged local governments in the southern desert areas to build new housing neighbourhoods and urban environments. Under this policy, the government would provide land and make funds available to advance the construction of affordable housing projects. In return, local housing authorities would be responsible for organising and overseeing these projects in terms of design, construction, and project management. For the city of Wed Souf, a 400 units housing project was planned. It was organised by the housing authority of the regional government of Biskra, the province that Wed Souf belonged to at the time. The targeted inhabitants were mainly from the indigenous population of Wed Souf. However, a wide range of people coming from the nearby desert settlements were also expected. Most of these people were descendants from the Yemenite immigrants and were living in poor conditions. The goal was to develop a residential environment that was contextually appropriate and responsive to local needs, in a manner that allowed for replication in other locations with similar conditions. In 1981, the architects Hani and Abd al-Rahman al-Miniawi were commissioned for the conceptual design, construction documents, and supervision of the project. The al-Miniawi brothers originally came from Egypt but had been living and working in Algeria since 1969. Prior to getting the commission for this project, they designed a range of locally inspired housing developments. For Wed Souf, they developed their design around 2 main starting points. Notably, climate was the most influential factor, but it was also their intention to provide a responsive spatial layout that would correspond to the socio-cultural requirements of the expected users. The projected site extended from the old city centre into the desert sand dunes where no prior infrastructure was present before. Roads surrounding the area were constructed with entrances to various neighbourhoods for vehicular access. Even though car ownership was rare among the target groups at the time, some parking areas were embedded in the design. A range of multi-storey housing clusters were distributed on the site, while also creating public spaces and walkways. The clusters are 2 or 3 stories high, with a few exceptions of 4-storey blocks. The typical floor of each cluster is comprised of 4 dwellings around a covered, yet open, shared staircase. The project includes 4 apartment types. Each apartment type, varying in size, is named after the number of closed rooms within. The smallest unit, type F2, is around 57 square metres with an additional 13.3 square metres for patios. The most common type, F3, has an extra room and is around 68 square metres with an additional 13.5 square metres for patios. The type F4 is nearly 90 square metres and the largest type, F5, is 102 square meters. The F4 and F5 type also have 2 patios that add up to more than 16 square meters. The construction was planned in 4 phases. The first phase started in 1983, where 90 units were completed by 1986. 100 additional units were completed in the next 2 years, by 1988. In phase 3, by 1990, 134 more units were constructed and received by the client. The final construction phase, that ended in 1992, included the completion of 78 units. Parallel to the construction, occupancy began in 1987 after the completion of the first phase of the project. Upon completion in 1992, the project reached full capacity of inhabitants. In 1985, the 400 units housing project provided Oued Souf with a new status as capital of the newly erected province of El Oued, independent from Biskra. Nowadays, the area is embedded in the urban fabric of Oued Souf as part of the larger city centre. Over the years, the main road going through the site has developed into a lively commercial spine with shops, bars, and public functions on the ground floor. Still today, the neighbourhood is known by the inhabitants as the 400 Units Housing Project and inspired many later and even recent extensions in the fast urbanising region.